I've been neglectful, neglectful of my sweet potato slips. They're doing okay, but the ones in the jars are growing and need to be potted up, and the ones that are still growing on the sweet potatoes, they need to be taken off and put into the jars. So today's the day I'm going to do it. It's March 29th, and it's a balmy 80 degrees today. A little breezy, but I saw on the weather site that the record for today is 77 degrees. So with it hitting 80 degrees today, I guess we broke the record. It's going to be in the 40s overnight for the next few days, and then it's going to dip down into the mid to low 30s again next week. So can't bring them outside just yet. So as I said, I've been a little neglectful. The water is starting to turn green, but you can see they got some really good roots growing on them. So I can pot them up and do them into solo cups and plant them there and let them start to grow into soil. And then I'm going to take plants from the sweet potato list and cut them off and put them into the jars after giving it some fresh water. But as you can see, they've started growing really tall, so I can get a couple of plants off of that, and we got a bunch growing in here. It's really too early for them to be like this. But last year it took them a good month to get going, like even to start sprouting and then to start growing. So I started a month early, a couple of weeks anyway, and was not a good thing to do. Because of course the potatoes that I was using, the plants had already started to sprout. So I was already had a head start, because last year I had bought the potatoes at the store and it took them a while to get going. These, they were saved from last year's harvest, and with the sprouts on them, they were just ready to go, and they did. I guess when I do it next year and I've got potatoes saved from this year's harvest, and I'll just do it at the regular time. But here we are, going to screw up my space again with having enough room to grow them, but we'll see what we can do. So the first thing I should do, I guess, is figure out how many plants I got that have roots on them. So let's see. So that's got a good root on it. That's one. It's got some nice roots on it, plus it's growing a little more. Not sure if you can see it right there. So that's two. These have good roots right there. Three. And this is developing a nice set of roots here. So that'll be four. I don't need a whole heck of a lot, like 16, 18 plants. So let's see what we got here. And we got quite the knot of roots here. So we got all these roots down here, but they're also starting to grow them up here. But that's a nice root system. I guess I can take that leaf off of there. This one has developed a nice set of roots. And it's getting some good growth, new growth up here. So that would be 6. And this one as well, really nice growth. I wonder if I can somehow, I'll just let it grow. So we got 7 plants. So we're getting there. But let me dump out this water, and then I'll come back with some fresh water, and we can start potting them up. Well, actually, I don't need to get fresh water, just need to start potting them up. Okay, I got my soil here, got my solo cups, and all I'm going to do is just take a inch or two of soil in the bottom, and I'm going to take out these plants and put them in. And you can bury them pretty deep because they will grow roots. And now I'm just going to take this and start filling it up. See if I can get the plant somewhat to the middle. There we go. So there's one plant. And I'm not sure that the plants that are in the big jar are going to be able to go into these solo cups. I might need to do something different for them. Got my cup. Get in there. Don't run away. Well, these are pretty ratty leaves on the outside here. Got new growth right here in the middle. Make sure you can see that right there. Yeah, let's do this. Right here we got, right there. I swear, right there we got new roots, new growth. I'm not going to tear off these old leaves just yet. All right, we got two in. I'm gonna have to see what I can do with something like this, because we got, like I said, we have this little plant here growing and it's got its own little roots starting. So we could take that as a plant and put it into, whoa. So I've gotten slightly larger cup. It's about 1/4 of an inch bigger, deeper than the solo cup, but it's a little bit fatter, so I might be able to like lay the roots into the cup. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. I got a little bit of soil in the bottom. I'm gonna start with this big one. And what I think I'm gonna do is actually cut this here at this leaf joint and stick this piece into water and then just plant the rest of it. I want a couple of leaves on the plant so that it can continue photosynthesizing, but otherwise I'm gonna bury it. I'm gonna cut this leaf off right here. So we're gonna cut this leaf off right there. Now there are roots growing right up here. So I'm gonna make sure it gets in there. And then, as I said, I'm gonna cut this off right there. I'm gonna stick this into water. And hopefully that'll grow into a new plant. In theory, it should, but I've had a lot of theory proved wrong. So we're just gonna fill this up. All right. Push that down, firm it up. And hopefully that won't die, and neither will that. We got another one with a mass of roots here. I'm actually gonna cut off this whole stem and just leave this part here because it has new growth right there. So I'm gonna cut off this one and leave these two for now. I'm not gonna try and grow anything. There we go. I'm gonna get rid of that and put that in the water till I fill up a container. But maybe I'll put that in a solo cup. It's a lot of roots in there. And maybe I should just put it in the bigger container to give the roots a little bit more room to grow. So we got it in here. Okay. Let's see what this, we got the one that we cut off before. That should probably go in the small, we'll leave it in the water for now. Oops. And we'll let it dangle down here. And I guess I can leave that leaf on. And that's going to have to go into a big cup too. And we'll fill this up. All right, and now I'll take this water and water these plants. Make sure they're well watered. All right, now I'm going to clean out these jars, fill up with some clean water, and we'll get to the other plants. All right, I got clean water in there, cleaned out the jars a little bit, but now I'm going to start trying to take these plants off the sweet potatoes. Without damaging the roots too much. Well, for a big plant, it really didn't have much of a root system. So we're going to cut these lower leaves off. But it does have some roots, which is good. And I guess we'll take this lower one off too. Okay, we'll stick it in there. And then I'll leave the third leaf on. And then I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to stick this in the water too. The one that I cut off before, it blew away. So, okay. So now try to get this really long one in. Figure out which potato this is in. Looks like it's right here. Oh, this has a good root system. So we might be able to get a couple of plants out of this root system. I can figure out how best to cut it. So that's some pretty good roots there. And I'm going to try and break it off and take some roots with it. Okay, that's good. And we've got a small one here on the end. And it's got its own roots, so I'm going to put that in this jar. get them in. There we go. Okay, so we got 8 plants now. The 9 actually. We've got the 7 from before, 2 here is 9. Plus we got a third one, but it's got no root system yet. All right. So I'm going to take 3 leaves here. Let's see. I'll cut this leaf off. And I'll take this one here. And we'll put that one in a tall jar. And I guess we'll cut off this lower leaf. And we'll put it in the jar too. And then we got a nice plant here. Could probably get a couple out of it anyway, but I'm just going to put the whole thing right in. I guess we'll take these out first. So we still got more sweet potatoes growing in here. We'll let them grow on. So we're getting close to the number that we need. Obviously I want to have more, just in case if some of these transplants die. I want to have some backup. So neglected no more. The sweet potatoes have been potted up and got some new plants into the jars. And hopefully, well, we've still got 2 months yet before they're going to go out. Not till May sometime that they're going to go out. So maybe a month and a half. So we got plenty of time to get more sweet potato plants. But if you want to see what we're doing in the garden last week, check out this video right here. And then subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that way you'll be able to follow along on the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Okay, thanks for watching.